Seriously, what is up with this generations and the substances? And I'm really talking about not necessarily you know, the strong stuff. I'm mainly referencing alcohol, uh, nicotine, fucking whatever else young people these days use. Um, I don't understand how it happens, how it even starts, but I could make a guess, and I think I could be pretty accurate. And I think most of the time it starts from bad parenthood. You know, especially early on. If a child is raised poorly when they're from like 0 to 6 years of age, even as time goes on, it becomes harder to really make an influence on their decisions. And so if that continues on, if if uh, if family issues persist, you know, something's gonna happen. Because when a child especially hits puberty, you know, they just enter that stage of like, wait a second, I don't want to fucking listen to any of you, right? And what happens is they get involved in stuff they shouldn't. They make bad decisions left and right. They make bad friends, and because of that, they get influenced to take substances that may give them a high, or uh, just like lower their hurt that they're feeling psychologically and things like that. But like, I still don't really understand why you would want to, I don't know, vape and just kind of go out with people you
Playlist cleared and ready for takeoff,
barely even
driver.
know, and fucking drink your ass to sleep at 15 years old and so on. I don't get that. I think there's a stat where it says that Gen Z drinks like the least amount of alcohol compared to like the, you know, uh, previous generations. But I don't think that really says anything. I think that's because the attention has shifted to just being addicted to, no, social media and other substances, and just things like that, where alcohol is now even more expensive, and it's just not the first thing on a lot of their minds. So I don't think that really says anything. And I think there's still a huge problem, and something I came across a few days ago on TikTok where it was like a text about like being this amount of years old and not have tried like alcohol, no vapes, or just you know the stuff that is for some reason considered normal. And what pissed me off is a bunch of the comments. There was one person who said like I'm this years old and haven't done shit. He got 11,000 likes. It's like, okay, that's a lot. The reply said, just say you're 11 years old, implying that you are more weird if you haven't done or you don't do that shit. That reply got 13,000 likes. Some other comments are saying like, I used to agree with this shit. I used to repost this shit. Listen, I have seen losers, stale losers. I have seen losers become something else and not being losers anymore. I rarely see normal people become losers. And it seems to me that Gen Z and Gen Alpha is so fucking split, where there's so many fucking losers and morons and prideful idiots who think they know what they are doing, where in reality they're all fucking lost. And no, I'm not saying because I am all knowing and like that I know exactly how to live life. No. Look, if you can admit that you are addicted and that you have a problem that you are struggling with, that changes everything. That shows that you have enough humility to admit your wrongs and understand that you have a problem. But most of those people, they do not, and they brag about it. They will look at you different if you don't do the bad stuff that they are doing, which is so insane to me. Like, you can gain quote unquote friends if someone encourage you to take something and you do it. You will gain friends. Now I say quote unquote because let's be honest, they're not your real friends. Like, they are lonely, they're depressed, they're desperate to be accepted. That is why it's so easy for them to just gather together like a bunch of cockroaches and just bring everyone else down like
New playlist ahead. Let's go.
crabs in a bucket. You just try to get out and they're just gonna pull you back in really fast if you don't pay attention. And that's fucking sad. I have had a classmate who I have spoken to in ninth grade, in 10th. Uh, she was cool. You know, she was smart. She's definitely super talented. But like as time went on, I was like keeping an eye on her sometimes, and I just saw the fucking fall off of the century. Like I can tell her habits got worse, her personality shifted. She just fucking switched. Like we wasn't like that kind of friends where we would speak on a more of a regular basis, but like I'm talking going from someone you could trust to someone who will kick you out of the Spotify family plan and not even say a word. And when I asked why, she said, "Oh, someone else wanted to join in." What the fuck? Now, for context, that was her fucking boyfriend, who's who's kind of a loser, just like her. I would understand it if she would have told me beforehand. I would have been fine, but like to not even say a word, that's just insane. I digress. The point I'm trying to make is that this generation is more split than any other. One side, like me, and maybe you, who is basically going through any kind of struggle and hell just to improve themselves in as many ways as possible, and then the other half is like, well, you only live once. As long as you're not hurting somebody, what is the problem? Like, you would have so many words you want to say to those kinds of people, but like, just save it, just walk away, because they will not listen. I have wasted so much time trying to consider them and share my experiences, share what I know, and just really hear them out. They just won't change. They won't. And you know what? Here's the thing about life. Everyone can, everyone has a chance, but not everyone will. Everyone can, but not everyone will. This goes about success, improvement, losing an addiction, you know, things like that. It's just how it is, and the sooner you detach yourself from feeling like you need to help someone, just focus on you and just wait until the right people arrive in your life and you can do that with them. When they say that this generation is cooked, I always have these 2 points, that one half is perfectly fine. In fact, this half is on better pace than any generation before, but then the other half are just self-destructing every single typical day with no regard for human life. I don't have many words, 'cause, like, I'm just disappointed as fuck. And for most of them, it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard to make that change, a small change that can turn it into something real. They just don't do it. None of them do, and most of them won't. Some may try, but they will fail, and they will not try again. That is a problem. They want everything now. They say life is short, but the truth is, life is really long enough to make something good out of it. And they say as long as you're not hurting anybody, you are hurting everybody indirectly, even if you don't know about it or understand it. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. I'll see you next time.